You're in Easterhouse, you're talking about lifting children out of poverty. That was the big measure in your budget. Otherwise, your budget was chaos.
Well, lifting children out of poverty is a massive measure. 95,000 children in Scotland will be lifted out of poverty because of the measure in the budget, and that's something that Anas Sarwar has been campaigning for a very long time. Those children have been living in poverty. It'll be remaining with them for the rest of their lives. They've paid a heavy price. We will lift children out of poverty.
But not before Christmas. Before Christmas.
Just hear me out. That means that a whole generation of children across Scotland will have the best start, have the chance to go as far as their talent will take them to contribute to the economy, and they should never have been held back in this way. So it's a moral mission for me, a political mission. It's massively important in Scotland, and I'm really proud that this is one of the things we've done on the budget. But you say that's the only thing. You just say that's the only thing under the budget. Let me just also point out to you.
You just said they should never have been held back in the first place. 22 months they'll be held back by this under a Labour government.
We have just lifted 95,000 children
You're not
out
doing
of
it until
poverty.
April.
Well, of course we need the time to make the necessary changes, but it's
You've
April
had 18
next year.
months.
It's as fast as we can possibly do it.
You could have done it in last year's budget.
Just hear me out. 95,000 children lifted out of poverty with one stroke at the budget. Really important. The other big thing we did in the budget was to take £150 off energy bills for every household across Scotland. Now, I know that the cost of living is the one thing with most families and communities across Scotland they're most worried about. For those that are from the poorest household, that's in addition to the 150 we've already taken off the bills. So for people who are struggling at home, and look, when I was growing up, we sat round the kitchen table, we didn't have enough money to pay our bills. I know what that anxiety feels like. And across Scotland, people will now be pleased that children are being lifted out of poverty, and we've taken a major measure to cut energy bills. Two really important things across Scotland. The third one, of course, is that the minimum wages are going up, which means there'll be more money in people's pockets across Scotland. So major measures on the thing I think matters above all else, which is the cost of living, and people in Scotland feeling that they're feeling better off as a result of this Labour government.
One thing you didn't do in the budget was lift the energy profits levy, the windfall tax. Given that 1,000 jobs are being lost in the industry every month, we've seen the closure of Grangemouth, now the closure of Mossmoran, and not much prospect of Acorn becoming a reality. Not much windfall in Scotland, is there?
Let me deal with that, because oil and gas will be part of the energy mix for decades to come. We've just changed the tieback rules, which means that means existing fields can be used in a much better way for many years to come. That's something the sector has been asking us for, lobbying us for.
But they're angry that you're not changing the energy profits levy.
Just hear me out. They've been asking for that. The tieback is hugely important to them, but we do need to recognise there is a change going on to renewables, and Scotland can be the winner here if we step forward for the jobs in renewables.
But where's the windfall for Scotland?
It'd be a big mistake to hold back. On the windfall tax, as you know, that's a windfall tax on excessive profits, so it doesn't kick in. It's not an automatic tax. The tax only cuts in
but the industry says it's costing jobs.
The tax only cuts in when profits get to a certain level. But what the industry have been asking us for is the ability to use the tieback scheme to make sure they can make maximum use of the fields they've got. We listened to that, we've responded to that. But my strong view is it'd be a big mistake. Scotland's future with renewables is a future of generations of good, well-paid jobs in Scotland. I want Scotland to be at the heart of energy for generations to come. And that's why there's a race going on across the world. I want the UK and Scotland to be in that race, not just in that race, but winning that race, because this is how we have jobs for generations to come.
Another race is the election, the Scottish Parliament election next year. Are you worried that your unpopularity could damage your party's chances?
I'll tell you something, on the two-child cap on child poverty, on the energy cut to bills, that is something which Anas Sarwar and I have discussed uphill and down dale, and not only Anas but our MPs and all of our party in Scotland delighted that working with a Labour government, they're able to say this is a difference a Labour government makes. And it's not a difference.
But are you worried that your unpopularity could drag them down next year?
This is not just a difference in slogans, it's a difference in people's pockets and around their kitchen tables all across Scotland. That's what matters to me more than anything, delivering for everybody across Scotland.
Are you worried about the election next year? Because if Labour lose it badly, you'd be toast.
Well, Anasawa has proved over and over again that he can beat the SNP. This is an election...
Can he save your job for you, do you think?
This is an election which is about the record of the SNP, who've been in power for a very, very long time.
But also your record.
They have nothing to show.
But also your record.
Just hear me out. They've been in power for a very, very long time. This question at this election is, who do you want to govern Scotland in Scotland? It is absolutely central that that question is answered by looking at what is the record of the SNP. And Anasawa and Scottish Labour have proved over and over again they can beat the SNP because they offer a better future for Scotland.
Prime Minister, thanks for joining us in STV News.
Thank you.